So it's time for me to grab onto your nostalgia and throw it right back into your lap. I told myself that I didn't want to make a video on this specific game or games like it for a while because I wanted it to marinate. I wanted it to sit with everybody for a lot longer than it has. Now, again, you already know by the title of this video that I'm talking about Wii Sports. I'm not talking about Nintendo Switch Sports or the Wii Sports Resort or anything like that. I'm talking about the game that released hand in hand with the Nintendo Wii, the original Wii Sports. Now, this isn't like a history of video or why this game was successful. As you know, if you're a regular on this channel, this is where I sit here and I yap, and it's a do you remember Wii Sports video because I recently have had my entire feed blown up by people going back and playing this game. And man, oh man, do I miss it. Now, I want you all to think back to 2006, if you can. I know I have some viewers that are a little on the younger side, but if you're like me, 2006 was pretty much the year you gained consciousness, right? I was, 4 when this game came out and when the Wii came out? I think I got the Wii. I remember my dad and I driving to Walmart, and this was back before Walmart's changed. They had the really cool different displays of everything before everything was locked behind shell casing. And I remember seeing the Wii, and we finally got it. I remember we were driving around everywhere for a long time, the entire day that the Wii came out, right? Because again, this was 2006, so I didn't know to pre-order the game or the console, and my dad didn't either. But we finally found one, and we purchased it, and by we I mean him, shout out to you, Dad, brought it home to our townhome and hooked it up. We realized we didn't buy a game. Like, we literally bought the console without buying a video game. To our surprise, in the box was Wii Sports. It was funny because if you remember, this was not like a normal game cartridge. This was a small little paper sleeve, basically like a DVD sleeve. For those of you that are old enough to remember DVDs, even though they're not a fucking thing anymore, you open them up, and right in there in this little plastic sleeve, it was right there, the disc for Wii Sports. And I remember putting it in for the first time. I remember booting it up and playing tennis and bowling, and oh my God, dude, this game became my life for the next year. I've touched on this before on this channel, but buying games for me growing up wasn't really a thing. We were close to a Blockbuster, so I was able to rent games. It was great. I miss Blockbusters, to be honest. They're all the rage now, but back in my day, they were actually everywhere. I remember them being everywhere. You know, in between renting games like Smash Bros. And the Pokemon games that were on the Wii, like Poke Park or whatever, one game always stuck in my mind, and that was Wii Sports. Before I got my hands on Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which eventually became my most played Wii game ever, I was addicted to this game. I remember coming home and practicing tennis, dude. I hated tennis in real life. Like, I could not stand playing tennis. I think tennis is super cool as an adult now. Same with golf. But on the Wii, dude, I felt like a fucking menace. Obviously, I wasn't playing online with anybody, and I really wasn't even playing with anyone in my household. It was just me against the computers, and it was the coolest shit. I remember my dad would hop on whenever I wanted to do boxing or baseball. I think those were his favorites. And it was awesome. It was so much fun. Obviously, the big meme became around one of the particular super strong boxing opponents in Wii Sports. But I remember just playing with my dad and then eventually playing with my childhood best friend on the tennis game. And even after that, I mean, we played the golf. The baseball was a huge thing for me. I actually am very disappointed that baseball didn't make its way into the Switch version of this game. I feel like baseball was such a good game on here. Now, I'm not playing these games for this video, so I don't know if they've aged well. I mean, from everything I've seen, people still absolutely love the bowling. The boxing is still huge. Obviously, tennis and golf are always going to be big, but I think for me, the fondest memories I have of this Wii game that was packaged in with the console is just playing it with other people. It's funny because as I've gotten older, my want to play games with other people has dwindled, right? I'm not someone who can come home and log 8 hours on a online multiplayer game anymore. And I feel like a lot of people who grew up playing Wii Sports are like that now. I don't know how successful the Nintendo Switch version of the Nintendo Switch Sports, I guess, did. I don't know how well it did. I don't know if it was considered successful. I definitely don't think, and I feel like I can know this for a fact, that it wasn't as successful as the original Wii Sports. But I feel like that drive to play games with other people has shifted to wanting to play games with my girlfriend or wanting to play games if a friend comes over rather than playing games online. And Wii Sports was the best for that. Obviously, there were other Wii Sports games that carried on that tradition, but nothing beat that original game. Loading up and playing one-on-one with tennis and just controlling both the characters and just trying to beat the shit out of your opponent was so awesome. There's no better like euphoric nostalgic feeling of hitting a home run when bases are loaded, or in golf, hitting your first hole in one. I still remember that. It took me like 4 years, but I finally did it eventually. And at the time, the game looked good. I mean, the first year of the Wii, most games looked good for the time being because I was used to DS games at that point, or PSP games. But the Wii Sports game looked really good. The Mii graphics worked really well. And honestly, I think even now it still looks good, and I think it looks better than the Nintendo Switch Sports. Obviously, the Switch Sports game is better looking in terms of like literal visuals, but I think that the style of the original Wii Sports just works so much better. Also, I don't like the Nintendo Miis at all. I don't know. That's just me. I'm not, hit my microphone. I apologize. But man, does anyone remember like the attachments for the Wii remotes? I remember you had, man, I don't know if it was just for Resort, but I feel like I remember you could use the golf attachment on the Wii remote for the original Wii Sports because I feel like one of my friends had it. I'm probably misremembering because my friends did have a Wii U and I didn't. So, but I know Wii Sports Resort, I literally never purchased. I just only played it with friends. So it's not to say that the newer Wii Sports and Nintendo Switch Sports are bad by any means because I love volleyball and I actually enjoy the soccer mode. That probably makes me a fucking weirdo, but tennis is still awesome. I think the badminton mode is cool. I like the sword fighting things. So there were things that were added in later versions of this original Wii Sports game that I really enjoyed. But something about that original, man. Again, it's definitely nostalgic bait, and that's what this entire video is based upon. But I think it's important. I think it's important to highlight these things because as we get older, I mean, this thing is almost 20 years old. Next year will be the 20th year anniversary of the Nintendo Wii, which is, Jesus, man, what the hell? But yeah, if you remember Wii Sports, let me know in the comment section down below. If you think that Wii Sports is the weakest out of the sports games that Nintendo made, let me know as well in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your opinion. When you scroll down there to let me know, you're going to pass a red subscribe button, a bell icon, and a thumbs up button. Go ahead and click all three. It helps the video and the channel reach more people. With that, this has been Nate, otherwise known as Wicked, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.